Alright, I'm doing the first oil change here on my 2022 Gen 3 F-150 Raptor. I will give you guys an overview of what you need for tools and what you need to do for the oil change. I've only got 800 miles on it here. Some of you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I like to do the first oil change pretty early and clean anything left from manufacturing out of the engine, yada yada yada. I guess it's cheap insurance. The 6 quarts of oil and filter cost me about 30 bucks, so I'm going to do this first one here early at 800 miles, and then I'll probably go every 3,000 to 4,000 after that. So as you can see, I got it up on ramps. Probably don't need to do that. You can probably squeeze under without it, but just makes for a little more room. So first thing I like to do up here is pull the dipstick out, take the cap off. That way it'll drain a little bit easier when I get underneath. So I'll go ahead and get some of the covers off underneath and then show you what that's all about. First, quick here, I will show you what you need as far as tools. So I got a 3/8 drive ratchet, 10 millimeter, 13 millimeter, 15 millimeter socket, oil filter wrench. You may or may not need this depending on how tight your filter is. Funnel, FL 500S filter, and Motorcraft 5W30 synthetic blend oil. You do need 6 quarts of this, so I've got 2 of these 5-quart jugs, and then I'll save the extra for next time. So alright, I'm going to get the under shields off and I'll check back and show you where I'm at then. Okay, I've got the covers off here, so I'm going to call this cover A for reference. This one will be cover B, and this one will be cover C. So this is a little bit extra than you might find in a manual, but if you want to do it the clean way and keep from having a big mess on top of these panels, I do highly recommend taking them all the way off. So cover A here is the front skid plate, goes up to the bumper. You can just take this access panel off. It's a T40 Torx, but like I said, it doesn't give you a whole lot of access, and you'll probably end up with oil dripping down on top of here, which will make a mess in the garage later on. So highly recommend taking it all the way off. There are 6 bolts holding this on, 2 in the back. They're long ones. They are a 15 millimeter socket. And then there are 4 in the front here and there. Those are these ones, and they are a 13 millimeter socket. So we'll get that off. The second one here, cover B. This is the front of it. This is the back. It even says on here, do not remove for oil change. However, like I said, you will be darn lucky not to end up with oil up on top of this cover that will drip down later on. So there are 6 bolts for this. 2 up front here are 13s. 2 right here in the back are 13s. And then there's 2 a little farther down. Those are 10s. Get over here to cover C. This has 3 bolts holding it on. These are all 3 10 millimeters. So I'll slide down under the truck here. So cover A is going to cover this whole area in the front. Once you get that off, that gives you access to the oil filter up there. And some light so you can see. There's a plastic tray down here that the oil will drip in. Will come out here in the front, and it will also come out of that spout there. And this area is where cover B is removed from. So there is a hole in cover B that in theory this oil will drip down through the hole in the cover. But again, if you're up on ramps, more than likely you're going to end up with oil dripping on top of that panel, which is going to create a big mess later on. So again, highly recommend taking it off. Cover B. And then finally cover C is right here. 3 bolts, 10 millimeters. When you get those off, that is going to, sorry, move around here a little bit, give you access to the oil drain plug. That is a 15 millimeter. Once you get that off, the oil will come out here, put your drain pan under here, and you can catch it all without getting on this cover to the back. Alright, I'm going to drain the oil, drain the filter, get the new filter on, and then I will fire the video back up. Alright, I got the oil drained, the filter changed, and I just wanted to make mention here that you will really want to get up in there and clean off all the oil that drips down into that plastic tray. Again, that runs out here, and it also runs out that spout in the middle there. So there will be oil up here in the tray that you're going to want to make sure to get up in there with a rag and clean that off. I'm going to get the covers put back on. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, once you've got all the panels back on, drain plug tight, your new oil filter, FL500S, you can go ahead and fill it up with 6 quarts of Motorcraft 5W30 synthetic blend. That's what they use at the dealership, and I'm going to change it often enough that that'll be good for me. So put in your 6 quarts. I usually do a little bit less than that, 5.5, and then I will back it off the ramps, let it sit for a little bit after I shut it off, and then check the level and top it off as necessary. But that's about it for the first oil change here. If you got any questions, drop them below. Hit the like button, subscribe. More Raptor content coming soon. And then for the final piece of the oil change, go into your menu, down to settings, vehicle maintenance, oil life, and then hold OK to reset. There it is. Go back in there, it should be at 100% now. All good, back out of there. Like I said, I know some of you are going to think I'm crazy changing the oil at 729 miles, but I like to do that first oil change early and then probably go 3,000 to 4,000 from here on out. So all finished up. Thanks for watching.